Hi, this is Carrie from The Creative Accent. In this tutorial video, I'm going to walk you through how to edit these radiating buttons as part of my new website template, WILLAWOOD. WILLAWOOD is a template that's really designed for strong portfolio pieces, so perfect for interior designers, graphic designers, photographers, any creative entrepreneur that really wants a dynamic way to showcase their portfolio. And these buttons add that interactive element that is just going to make your website a little bit more dynamic. So the user can click on any of these buttons and then extra details will pop up. It's also a great way to showcase more information in a very orderly, concise way. So this tutorial video will walk you through how this is built in the Showit platform and how to make edits. Let's dive in. Now that we're inside Showit, you can see that we have our mobile view on the left here and our desktop view on the right. When you take a look here to the far left, you can see how this is organized. This is organized into what Showit calls canvas views. So we've got view 1, which is all of the features are closed, so you can't see any of that extra text. This would be feature 1 when the user would click on that, feature 2, and feature 3. So if you're just going to work inside of the existing layout, all you would need to do to edit the text would be to open up the individual features here by the canvas view and then come in here and edit your text. I'll just make some changes here. So you just double click, edit your text, and then you could do the same thing here. Add more text here. So then that will change the text for, this is feature 2, and then you can adjust feature 3, feature 1 accordingly. Now, if you want to, and you probably will, change out the image here behind it, you just want to select that inside the builder. You can come over here to the far right and choose swap image, or you can just double click, which is usually what I do. Double click, and that's going to open up your media library. So then you can come to your media library, you can find a new image. Let's take, it doesn't really matter. We'll just grab one. Let's just take this one. Now, once you add your new image, you might find that you'll want to rearrange the buttons. And to do that, you'll need to just pay attention to how this is organized a little bit. So let's start with feature 1. Let's say we want to move that somewhere else on the image to highlight a certain feature that is being shown in that image. So you'll want to select, you have the close and the close background. I'm just going to hold down Shift to select those. And then you also have the plus sign and the hotspot button. And the hotspot button is a piece of code. And this actually comes from the revolving revenue Canvas kit. I'm a member of the Norfolk's revolving revenue program, and I highly recommend it. It's been such a blessing to me in my design business. I will definitely link that in the description of this video, but that's where this code comes from. So you'll want to select these 4 items, and then you can move the button around. Now that's not moving the text just yet. We'll get to that next. But let's say you want to, I don't know, focus on this particular feature. Now, like that, the text wouldn't really need to move around. But if, let's say that you do want to make some changes. So this is your title, this is the body content, and this is your background. You can adjust any of the settings here that you see on the right. So for example, you could change the color. Let's say we'd rather have that green. Let's say we want to take off the border altogether. We don't want a border at all. We can do that. And then you can adjust this just like you would any of the other design elements. So just click and drag and you can move this around. But if you want to move this to where, let's say another feature is over here and you don't want that to cover up the other buttons, you can just select all of this by holding down the Command or the Shift keys while you click, and that will select all of these 3. And this is going to be your whole text box. So you can click that and move it somewhere else on the photo, and the same thing applies to the mobile version. So we've talked about how to move the text box. We've talked about how to move just the radiating buttons. let's address how you might add another feature. So let's say you want to have 4 of these radiating buttons. I will say on the desktop, you will have more flexibility, of course, because you have more space. This can get a little bit trickier on the mobile version, so just keep that in mind. I think more than 4 would be a challenge, but let me just show you how you would add a 4th. So we have this canvas view here. And I'm just going to duplicate. You can duplicate any of the canvas views actually, but I'll just duplicate the 3rd one. So I click these 3 dots and I come down here to duplicate. Now that's going to duplicate everything inside that canvas view, but I also need to duplicate the initial button and the hotspot button. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Duplicate. Maybe I'll rename this +4. And then I'm going to duplicate this as well. And then just to keep it in order, I will drag these down below because these do kind of go in order. You've got number 1, number 2, number 3. This will be number 4 that we just created. So I have that selected and I'm going to move that somewhere together with this feature here. Oh, I see what I've done. I duplicated the first one, not the 3rd one, but I duplicated the 3rd canvas view. Let's just back up. So that this stays clear. Let me delete these. Okay. I duplicated the 4th canvas view, but the 3rd button. So let me do the same thing down here. So I'm going to duplicate that and I'm going to duplicate this. Good. Okay. Just so we stay organized, I'm just going to add in that additional title. Okay. That should be a little bit clearer. So we have that, and now we should have the closed button, and I'm just going to select all of those together. So why do I keep those together? This is the plus is the initial button that the user will see. When they click on it, they'll see the close button on top of it. So that's why you want to keep those together. So let me just drag that and put that somewhere else. Let's say you want to highlight this part of the photo, so I'll drag that down there. And I'm going to move my box as well. So now I'm going to click, I'm going to select, I'm going to move this down here. And that fits in pretty nicely, but let's say we still want to maybe adjust this. Add new text here. Let's drop that down. My text here, we can move this around and adjust that accordingly. And obviously everything that you do here on the desktop, the text and the styling will mostly carry over to the mobile side, but you'll want to be mindful to adjust that mobile experience individually. So you're going to want to move the button. Let me just go ahead and grab that. Again, I'm holding down the command keys as I select items. And let me just adjust this again. Then I'll select all of these together and move it around accordingly. So again, the layout on the mobile side does need a little bit of fine tuning. You might need to make things a little bit smaller to accommodate more buttons, but essentially that's how we would add in an additional radiating button to highlight more features on this photo. Now, one thing that we can't forget is the click actions, because this is essentially the magic that makes this work properly. Nothing's more frustrating than clicking on something on a website and it's not doing what it should do. So let's go to our button. So this is going to be our plus button that the user will see, and go to click actions. So you can see it is set to this canvas and show view 4. However, that's not the view we want to show because we are in the 5th canvas view. So we want to change that to show view 5. So that's one of our buttons. We don't have to do anything with it says hotspot button, but that's just the radiating effect. We don't have to change any click actions there, but we might want to look at the close button, and that will stay the same, I see. So the close button will stay the same for all of these because it will still show this canvas, but view 1. So when you close it out, it doesn't open any of the other ones. It just goes back to this view where all the buttons are closed. And then the close BG, that's just the background. That's the background color behind this button. And the hotspot button is the radiating effect behind the initial plus button. Hope that makes sense to everybody. You'll also find these radiating buttons on the individual case study gallery pages. So each, you can create an individual case study page for all of your projects, and this will include these radiating buttons as well. So if we scroll down here, you see it's under the same title, Concept Breakdown, where you can break down the individual features, and it's the same concept. So you can click in to edit feature 1, feature 2, change the text, feature 3, and we just discussed how to move those buttons around to potentially highlight different features of that photo. So if you are interested in more Showit tutorials like this one, I hope you'll follow along. And if you're looking for a fresh new website, I hope that you'll check out the website templates in my shop at shop.thecreativeaccent.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.